Hey, what's up guys? After the balance changes brought out a big baby dragon buff, this new graveyard deck has blasted its way to the top of the game. Ranked 17 player in the world has been patiently playing this deck, waiting for opportunities to pounce and destroy everyone he plays against. Because once this deck enters into the late game in double and triple elixir, it feels unbeatable. Bouncing back groups of units with bowler, melting tanks with Inferno Dragon, and slashing down all of your opponent's spam with the evolved barbarians. Well, they cower in fear as your graveyard skeletons dance directly on their tower, while the freeze holds their cards in place while all they can do is watch. Ever since Baby Dragon splashes onto more things, you can pair it with Bowler and Tornado to take entire towers. As long as you don't need Tornado on defense, line up your opponent's stuff and they'll often lose. In a meta where everyone's playing P.E.K.K.A, Goblin Giant, Recruits, or Cycle decks, this graveyard deck has gained ground as one of the new best decks in the game. Let's fly into some games, freeze our opponents in fear, and assert dominance. And big Baby Dragon love to everyone that's supporting the channel with creator code SirTag. Bro is a top 1,000 player, 863 in the world. And he's part of the Black Clover clan. So you know what? We got the greenest clovers out here. We got the luckiest games ever, I think. At least that's what we're trying to manifest. Bro is going to Lumberjack Balloon me, which isn't the scariest thing in the world because we should be able to activate King Tower here with the Lumberjack and then kill the balloon. Oh, no, 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 no. It's bad luck. Guys, we got the blackest clover out here. Never mind. This is looking really bad. I don't appreciate that behavior. I thought I was feeling fancy and fly, and then we were dying from the flying cards. So really well played on our opponent's head going for the freeze. I should have predicted that probably. But hey, as long as you're playing this deck, you're going to be safe in single elixir. Even if things don't go according to plan. You play defensive. You find out what your opponent's deck is. You find out what they're truly capable of. Even if they're madmen like this guy. And then you're going to make them real mad in the later parts of the game. Like if I graveyarded there into a Dark Goblin, horrible interaction. The Dark Goblin just goes pew, 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 pew. You're never to hear those type of sound effects from me ever again. But cherish that while you can. Anyway, he is just going to spam me like a savage part 2. And we're going to go in for an Inferno Dragon and probably Tornado here when the balloon gets real close to my tower. Because he's going to... Ooh, well, I thought he was going to freeze. I think this is okay as long as he doesn't freeze me. See what he decides to do. Yeah, not too much damage. But generally what I was saying is in single elixir, you defend with this deck, you dominate in double, and that's how Graveyard Freeze works. Because the defenses that this deck allows for with Tornado, Freeze, Bowler, Barbs, Inferno Dragon practically shuts down everything in the freaking game. So even though we're a little bit down, we're definitely winning this match from a standpoint of information and also having really, really good counters as we're able to go in for graveyards in the later stages and get directly on the tower. Super smart bats from our opponent, not going to lie, but he might just lose to Barbarians. I'm not even going to cap here. I think that the Barbarians are something that he has to worry about. Who needs regular Barbs? Who needs E-Barbs? Just use the Evolved Barbs. They're better. They're stronger. They got the built-in rage. And this guy is picking his nose because he didn't pick the Evolved Barbs on his team. So we're going to go for a Graveyard here since the Knight is going to be able to tank for quite a while. Then we should be able to dispose of all of his stuff pretty reliably with a Tornado here on the balloon. The only downside of what I'm seeing here is the bro has a lot of crazy, crazy cards. Like Dark Goblin and Bats in a balloon cycle deck is not something that we see. Usually it's Electro Dragon and other things that we won't have to worry about. Oh, this guy's playing quite well. The smart player, gonna give credit where credit is due. When our opponents are good, we always let you guys know. Like, I respect his plays. Every single one that he's been doing at the end has been very smart. Also, I mean, he is top 1,000, so I guess I should have expected this. Can I somehow shut this down with the freeze and Tornado? That's another play. Like, having the cost efficiency is nice, but also having the delay feature of Tornado freeze so then they can't even get close to their tower in the final seconds, that is immeasurably awesome. Tornado freeze might be a hefty sum of 7 elixir, but if you prevent your opponent from playing the game for the last 10 seconds so they can't get anywhere near your tower, it's always worth it and one of the most toxic plays in the game. After beating a top 1,000 player with Dark Goblin and Bats to counter our graveyard, I can already feel it. We're gonna have a lucky day ahead. Yo, bro's got a Fisherman in the banner and literally one of the scariest cards for this graveyard deck. You can never cycle your bowler alone or even cycle your bowler at all unless you are guaranteed to have Fisherman counters with Tornado so then they can't pull and activate King Tower. And I bet you this guy's got Fisherman. Since we see a Phoenix, it might be a Royal Giant deck. So this deck is dead in single elixir until it becomes deadly in double. What I mean by that is you want to play dead and not really cycle much and mostly focus on responding to your opponent's cards. Because if you do that, then it's going to be a lot more successful for you. If you graveyard into a Dark Goblin or Guards, it's going to be awful. If you go in for a bowler in single elixir, it's going to be awful. You could maybe go in for a graveyard like this if, you know, you have an awesome opportunity, but for the most part, it's better to just play standard and safe. So I'm going to cycle the bowler in the back, and we've realized that, you know, if you go and spamming the other side, we have barbarians, so, you know, that's not going to go great for you, guy. That's awesome, because we get to the evolution faster, we counter the Royal Giant for our +1 elixir trade, and he has to respond to barbarians. So all those things work well in my favor, but it's about to get even better, because we have the bowler counter pushing, the barbs are still there, and this is going to give him a massive scare, because, oh, come on, bro, you got Mother Witch. All right, well, I'm going to freeze on that. I'm going to try to get as much damage as I possibly can. I'm going to force a log, and if the skeletons die, then you don't get as many piggies as you were hoping for, so you might be able to pop off here. Definitely don't love the fact that he's still got Skeleton King alive. He's going to pop the ability, I think. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does. We have a Baby Dragon. I guess he decides against it. So we've realized what we're matching into. A Mother Witch Tombstone deck, which isn't really reliably a thing that we can break through with Graveyard Freeze. Poison can kill the Tombstone Skeletons. And you can use the bowler to clump up your opponent's cards with Tornado and then kill with the bowler rocks. But that's really the only way of breaking through this type of deck. So the good thing is we've got Inferno Dragon and we got Barb. So even if we can't break through, he also can't really reliably break through us either. I'm going to cycle the bowler here. I usually don't do this, but since I have Tornado, I'm going to hold my Tornado and not cycle it on offense until we see the Fisherman. So that's the game plan. Bro had Fireball, but he doesn't even break through that much. Gets one hit. That's it. Very, very nice. So we're going to cycle our Inferno Dragon on the left side because he just used his Fireball. It's going to be 4 cards away. I bet you he tries to use a Fisherman here. I would expect him to. We can maybe clump up his stuff with the Tornado. And then maybe mess him up with the Freeze. We'll see if it goes as planned. But we want the bowler to lock on the tower and deal a lot of damage. Didn't happen. We were really optimistic there. It did not work out. Dang it. Bro Fireballs again. The Knight's on the tower. Wait. Knight Evolution? Okay. All right. Say less, Knight Evolution. I love you. That's goated. I mean, sometimes you don't even have to go in for the graveyard. It's a little bit better to not in a lot of situations. So I would just keep that in mind for y'all. The smarter, bigger brain, more sophisticated play. Not go for the graveyard, because if you do, that's really predictable and the opponent's going to punish you. I'm a Tornado here because the bowler might line up and hit the tower. Finally, it does. Wow, it's amazing. All right, we're in a graveyard here. He used his Mother Witch, so I can freeze, guaranteed, on that. Kill it. Make him a little bit annoyed by us. How much skeleton damage can we get? Not enough is the answer. But, hear me out. That's not worth it. I'd rather not throw the game. I think it would have taken tower, but I just didn't want to throw the game. You guys feel me? It's never worth it. Never, never, never. All right, so we're going to use our Inferno Dragon here. He's definitely going to Fireball. That's fine, as long as we can clean up the rest of the cards afterward. So we're going to plop down our bowler. We're going to be able to kill the rest of the cards quite comfortably. Tornado everything together. And this is what I mean by playing safe. Like, the deck's defenses are unbelievably overpowered. Like, this is one of the best decks in the game if you are sick of opponents spamming into you and you do not want to lose against worse players than you. But at the same time, like, you have to have patience. That's the only downside of this deck is, like, when you get counter-decked, you have to be patient. Like, this guy, like, definitely should not be playing a Mother Witch Fireball Tombstone deck. But he does. So you'll be able to beat him as long as you drag the game out for 4 minutes. Not the 5-minute duration, at least. But hey, it took a lot more blood, sweat, and tears to guarantee the win and collect the crowns. And with that win, we've reached top 5,000, and we're just going to keep pushing up. Yo, this guy's top 20 in the world. What? Clash Royale, what are you doing to me right now? I was talking about how good the people we were playing against are. And yeah, the game decided to give me one of the best players in the entire world. So, okay. That's just how the game works sometimes. It's how the cookie crumbles. All right, fortunately for us, we're definitely in a good spot where we can split barbarians and be kind of safe. I don't think that we're going to die to this today. Does bro have Mega Knight deck, or does he have, like, wall breakers, or, like, what is this? It's looking like a Mega Knight deck or log bait, so I'm going to Inferno Dragon, and this is super risky, but I do have Tornado, so I could kill the... Maybe not the best play of my life, guys. Not the best decision of my life. Okay, looks like I might lose the tower off that. I gotta afford a knight, and I don't even know if I'm able to hit the Dark Goblin, to be honest. I just want to hit the Dark Goblin with my bowler, please. Thank you, game. I appreciate that. A really scuffed start. I kind of overcommitted. I got punished for it, but still the deck bailed me out because this deck is so good on defense. You don't want a graveyard. You don't want to be dumb like me. Sometimes you're going to take more damage than you would want. And this guy is going to punish me like crazy here. I got to go for Evo Barbs on the Skeleton King. He's going to pop ability. As long as we don't die to the Evo Barbs, will save me here on the left side, please. Okay, good. I was going to say, as long as we don't die, we can fly ahead in the later stages of the game. But this is going to be a tall task. The guy is ranked 20 in the world, and he's got a huge advantage at the early start of the game because I messed up. And he's nonchalantly just spamming everything he owns. I'm going to go Baby Dragon on this. I want it to spawn in so then it can fire immediately on those double goblins. Bush goblins do a lot, but it's okay. Manageable. We're going to let the Baby Dragon do its thing. I don't want to overcommit with it. I just want to hit double elixir. It's kind of the rule with this deck. If you overcommit, you're going to lose. Oh, the Baby Dragon Splash. Chef's kiss, man. All day. I love that. I eat that up. Go Knight here. We're going to try to use an Inferno Dragon first on the Skeleton King. If he pops ability, then we NATO. I think he does, so I'm just going to NATO anyway. Just get the Skeleton King away. Going for Baby Dragon here. Looking really good as long as the Knight kills the stuff. Then we can Graveyard after. Nice. You know what? Not bad. I'm going to freeze on the Dark Goblin too because he doesn't have any ammo in the Dagger Duchess anymore. And the Baby Dragon's still alive. Is that going to take his tower? There's no way. I didn't even play this well. I literally didn't even play this well. All right. We're just going to cycle our Knight on top of this. Save our other stuff through the other side maybe. Yeah, really, really clean. As long as we're able to defend this left side, I think we're okay. I'm going to cycle Barbs here. We got the bowler counter pushes. This is great. I got to go Graveyard Freeze with this bowler and win the game with it. This is how we win. We win or lose off of this, honestly, straight up. Not going to fib. It's down to this. Do we win or lose with this push? Because the Dark Goblin is probably going to kill me afterwards. Great freeze value. Still not enough to take the tower, I think. I think we lose. Yeah. You can't win every single game you play. I didn't play really that well at the start, so I deserve that loss. Ranked 20 player in the world. You can't win them all. But hey, we'll bounce on the next one, and we'll play better than this match. A close match against a player of that caliber when we're even playing suboptimally shows the pure power of this deck. I didn't listen to the devil on my shoulder and stop myself from going in for that Inferno Dragon. I definitely would have won that game too. But hey, every mistake like that is a memory that'll allow you to get better at the game because you won't do it again. And we're ready to catapult ourselves into this game and unleash the craziness. This guy had the goblin from the mortar in the banner, so I think it'll probably be mortar evolution. Wait, what? Dude, what are you doing? Why you got elixir golem? Okay, so if he's got Mother Witch, this is the end of me, but I don't think he has it. I'm gonna call his bluff. No Mother Witch, no card in cycle to counter me, bro. The only downside is this Baby Dragon is bent on destruction, but it's gonna get destroyed. The only thing that I love in our positioning is our freeze, because if we can cheese the battle healer and ignore the majority of his other stuff, he's not going to be able to out heal us because he can't attack. It heals with each attack, so he's just going to get ransacked. I definitely do want to go and target his battle healer here with a Knight, and I didn't commit any elixir to activating King Tower because I felt like, you know, with elixir golem, you never know what cheesy stuff they got up their sleeves. So I rather fully focus on offense when I get the opportunity instead of playing foolishly defensive for the rest of the match. Okay. I could tornado on this because I'm going to kill a lot of the bats and drag them in front so the Baby Dragon can splash onto it. With the Baby Dragon's new splash damage radius, you guys are noticing that it packs a punch. It had the Night Witch for lunch, and believe it or not, we were actually able to have fiery belches on top of the tower, the Night Witch, and everything we wanted. The tornado also hit the elixir collector too, so we got hit up with some extra value. So if I play this well, I might be able to banish the Skeleton King down to hell. It feels like it deserves that, honestly. It falls apart like Legos whenever you go in for a good Inferno Dragon. The thing is, I bet you he's going to Electro Dragon evolution, and I want him to drop it on the wrong side. So I could Tornado on defense, actually, and I think that could be a good play, too. We'll have to wait and see. If we can get a Tornado on all of his stuff while also killing the Skeleton King, I think I'm okay. The only downside is the Night Witch bats are problematic if they start to swarm us again. Please stop it, Night Witch bats. I don't love you. 16 HP. Oh, why would you prematurely arrows me? All right, well, that's truly an Elixir Golem player of all time. Arrowsing when he doesn't need to do it yet. If I'm able to freeze, I should be able to cheese the left side, actually. With the Inferno Dragon, I don't think he's going to defend this. Like, he went for an arrows when we had 50 seconds left on the clock. What? All right, we played against ranked 20 player in the world. We played against top 500 players. And now we're playing against Elixir Golem players that just, like, release their arrows, like, crazy quick. I don't know what they're doing sometimes. What's on this guy's mind? Is he rushing to go to Costco to go and get some hot dogs or something? Like, I don't know. This bro has got that hot finger right here. He is a mobile gaming athlete, but speed running the loss. I think I'm going to go Graveyard. I can throw down probably just Barbarians in the middle. It doesn't necessarily even matter what I do at this point. I think we got him. We're sending the elixir golem player to the Shadow Realm, baby. Let's go. So to be totally honest with y'all, I don't think I necessarily earned the victory there. He just threw it away by going in for elixir golem in the back and then throwing away all of his elixir and any reserves he needed to defend our spam. Matching into an elixir collector deck does counter our deck, but for the most part, elixir golem decks will just be running standard stuff, so they'll never get a huge elixir advantage, so they won't be able to break through you. The matchup advantage was definitely in his favor, and I'm glad that we won this one. If he had a standard elixir golem deck, I think he would have just went into freeze, tornado, and barbarians, never being able to break through us. Early season goes hard with some of the craziest creations you'll ever see, and top players mixed in there too. Yo, we're matching into a rank 513 player in the world to end the day, so we gotta go out with a bang and beat this bro. Always playing against good players or crazy people that play like elixir golem players and just all in. But hey, it be what it be, and we'll see what this type of player is gonna be. So I'm gonna go and cycle an Inferno Dragon into the Little Prince because, believe it or not, I don't want to drop barbs and then get bashed by an ability. And I don't want to go other side because if I do that, then we could get slimed by something spicy from our opponent. Also, whenever I see a champion, I'm always thinking, oh, it's going to go invisible. Oh, it's going to go and do something broken. But fortunately for us, that's not going to happen here. And we might be able to barbs on top of the Little Prince before he pops ability. Yeah, we do, but he also pops ability. So not the best and not the worst. Actually, quite good for me. This might be a moment where we're able to capitalize and kill. I don't do this often, but right now, I think it's a moment that calls for it. Graveyard and single elixir, because he dropped a giant at the bridge, and he also spent an ability, which cost a lot of elixir with the Little Prince. And yeah, this is horrendous for our top 500 foe. So give the opponent the opportunity of making misplays and then punish them. That is how this deck works. And even if you match in a top 500 player like the person we're playing against right now, there's still a chance that they'll do something bad. It's not like every person plays perfectly. Even Muhammad Light will make mistakes from time to time. I was talking to EGW, who's a ranked 10 player in the world, and he tells me consistently, like, everyone will mess up at some point. You just have to be cognizant of it and wait for the opportunity. And don't get intimidated by the ranks. Don't get intimidated by the person you're playing against. Maybe they're running a deck that's really annoying that counters you. They can still mess up and allow you to win if you play well enough and give them the opportunities to make those mistakes. We're going to go for a freeze here because I don't want to get overzealous. And if you're a patient player, this is like a deck that just gives you free wins so many times. So I could Graveyard here. I think with the Inferno Dragon and Knight, it is a reasonable play for us to make. And I could Tornado the Little Prince into us, so the Inferno Dragon and Knight might be able to melt it. I want to kill that Inferno Dragon counter. Oh, dang it. Snowball balled a little bit too hard, guys. It said, no way to get damage for you, Jake. Terrible dad jokes, I know. I'm sorry, guys. It happens, though. We're in a Baby Dragon. And we have Inferno Dragons, so we should be able to melt any shenanigans on the other side. 100% want to line up our bowler with any opponent's witch whenever we can. By far our best bet. And then we can go in for Inferno Dragon afterward. So, could Tornado his Archer in, but I don't think that's necessary for us to win. I think the Archer dies anyway. So I would like to go in for a Barbarians here, just to guarantee kill those Valk. And then I can go in for maybe a Graveyard. Every time I see the Little Prince, I'm just like, if it was a different champion, I'd be scared. But the Little Prince ain't that bad. Also, Barbs. Oh my goodness, bro. Are they going to kill a Valkyrie? They might. The one Barb that could. Who needs E-Barbs when you have the evolved Barbs? What the heck? That Barb just showed everyone in Clash Royale who's boss against boss. This is why Barbarians are ridiculously undervalued in my eye. If they only take one cycle, and then they have a built-in rage, survive Fireball, and have damage that ramps up over time as they continuously pound away on a target, I think they're one of the best cards in the meta because they counter any beatdown push like a Giant, Goblin Giant, or P.E.K.K.A, while simultaneously giving you immense value if you pressure your opponent with them behind a tank like a Knight, or paired with Freeze and Graveyard because your opponent's so distracted on countering the Graveyard Skeletons and they don't even notice the Barbs ready to wreck them. Beating a player that finished 513 in the world at over 2,700 medals proves that this Barbs deck means business. And with the newly buffed Baby Dragon splash damage, Tornado, and Freeze, it's easier than ever to get your Barbarians on the tower. Baby Dragon, blast the like button if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe for more daily content, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.